Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a missing middle card. This is the first card we did in my July class. Here are the instructions that I give to everyone who shows up. I am going to start by stamping and die cutting. I'm using the sentiment from the Phrases and Frames stamp set and Blackberry Bliss ink. And I'm just going to center it on my piece because I'm die cutting it. I'm going to pull in my die cut machine and I will tape this into place. I'm going to move it up there so that I can see this next piece that I'm putting on. For this one, I'm using this frame from the Phrases and Frames die cut set because we can run it through again with the impressions plate and emboss. The only issue is trying to keep it connected. So I'm going to try, oh, I think that's the pokey one, yeah. I'm going to try using my stylus. There's another piece for that, but I don't have it out right now. So I'll use the stylus for my embossing, or my Simply Scored, the little one. And I'm going to push it through some of these to hopefully hold it in place. We'll see if that works. Now I'm going to run it through to die cut. And hopefully I had this at enough of an angle, because if you put it through with straight edges, it doesn't always die cut the best. So there's my label. And let's see, I think I got it. Maybe not. Let's try that at more of an angle. And then I'll run it back. Normally I do run it forward and back, but I'm trying not to shift this. I really, oh, okay, it came out. But I'm going to remember that it goes like this in the die. I believe it's symmetrical, but sometimes it just doesn't always seem to be. Okay, now I'm going to tape this down because we're going to use the impressions mat. So I have the base, I have the thin adapter, and you put the die down next with the cutting surface pointing up. And I'm trying to get it to not shift on me. This one often shifts. Okay, now I need the impressions plate, mat, and the specialty plate to get to the right thickness. So I've got that all taped down. I'm putting the impressions mat on it and the specialty plate, and then I'm going to run it through so that we get an embossed image. Oh, I think it worked. I really have a hard time with this one moving. It tends to shift, hence all of the tape. Oh, it's okay. We can rip the back. It won't show, but we'll delicately pull the tape off. There we go. And see the embossed image you get more? It's more raised than it would be just die cutting. Now we can move that off to the side, pull the card back out, and now we'll start assembling. So this is, oh, well, let's fix that card base. I did not do a good job cutting that, apparently. There's probably adhesive on my other guillotine. There we go. Fixed. I'm gonna pull out my Simply Scored tool. Then I can show you this is 4 1/4 by 7 1/2. And I am going to score it at 5 1/2 to get our front. Because then that gives us a 2-inch section here. And I also have a piece that is not that one. Oh, up here, there we go. A 2-inch section for the bottom. So then you can see the middle is missing. I'm going to start by putting patterned paper on this. So we've got one for the top and one for the bottom piece. I'm going to glue those on. I like to use liquid glue so that I can move it around if I don't get it quite in the right place. Okay, there's the top part. And then we'll get the bottom part. There we go. Now I'm going to put this piece on. And I'm going to glue just the top back. I am going to hold this in place just because it makes it easier to see. So I'm holding it in place at the bottom. Just set it there. I'm going to put glue on the top part. And I'm going to put some glue in the center here. And then we center that on the card. Now, I lift this up and I'm going to put glue here again, and then holding this in place so that it's not crooked, I'm going to put some glue here, and then I'm going to close it. And that's how we get our missing middle. I'm going to take a piece of my pattern paper. This is the Floral Charms pattern paper. And I'm going to put it on my Blackberry Bliss cardstock. Next, I'm taking the frame and I'm putting that on top of my patterned paper. And I cut this to be, well, probably like a 1/4 inch bigger than the frame turned out to be. So this, the Blackberry Bliss is 3 by 4 1/2. And the pattern paper is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then that makes the right size for that frame. Now, oh, gotta pop out the little pieces for my sentiment die cut, and I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. Just going to center it here. And then I had made this and I thought, how am I going to write on the inside so that, and I thought also I put one of my spares, I always have this white piece off to the side, and I kind of liked how it looked showing. So I decided to just let the whole thing be there. So now we just have to attach that. And then we can finish it off with a few gems. It really is a simple card. The hardest part is die cutting and embossing this frame. Because it does have a tendency to shift when you're trying to emboss it. Just gonna put a couple of rhinestones on here. And there's our finished card. I do have a template that I came up with, because this piece is, as we said before, 4 1/4 by 7 1/2. And so this piece is 2 by 4 1/4. And you score this one at 5 1/2. I put this piece on the front, but it doesn't really matter as long as you can connect the top and the bottom. It's whatever size you want it to be. And mine changed just to accommodate this frame. So thanks for joining me.